this. It's not running as an air conditioner, but it's an air conditioner. I'm just running it as a fan right now because it's a little warm in here and I want ventilation. So we're going to do floral nails today. And I've got the big cat here shouting at me. She's shouting. She's pouting. She's being shouty and pouty. What are you shouting for, hey? Big sweet kitty. She just got fed dinner and she finished all of it, I think, and then came over to sit with me. And instead of being sweet, she's being shouty. She just wants all the scritches. As the title says, also sorry about the laundry basket. As the title says, one of my students requested floral nails this week. So I'm taking inspiration from a cup that I saw at a friend's house like a year ago that I decided that I wanted to do on my nails at some point, but haven't yet. And also wrapping paper that my mom used yesterday when we were at the family birthday thing. Just the design of the flowers themselves. This is the wrapping paper. I'll bring it down here where it's more in focus. Just kind of that sort of a, almost like a rifle paper company sort of a floral. And then the other mug is where I'm getting more of the, I'm going to get some of the flower shapes from that as well, and also the color scheme is more based off of this. That's a mug with a sort of a ceramic thing going on. So I've got the dark blue on my nails already. I painted the solid background color yesterday. I'm going to leave that on, and I'm going to, I kind of sketched out some of the designs over here just to kind of figure out which flower shapes I wanted to use from each of the two to kind of mesh together. I don't have a solid 100% on that yet. So we're going to do a little bit of test painting on here before we go directly onto my phalanges. But in the meanwhile, you get to look at the big cat. I know for sure that I want to do some of these bigger, flatter sorts of ones. They're the kind that are more cup-shaped. I don't know what flower that is in real life, but it's the flower that was on the cup, the biggest sort of a shape. I might do white as the front color. I might do this lighter green. I haven't decided yet. I have some other colors out in case I decide I want options. So hopefully I don't have to stand up and get anything back. We shall see. We shall see. Let me actually, real quick. Okay. So I know that I want to get the blue down, so I have the base to kind of paint on a little bit, so I get the color contrast at least. It doesn't necessarily have to be all on this, but just having it next to it at least on the palette will give me something visually to contrast it with, as opposed to just the black. I mean, I'm going to paint some of it on here too, but I'm going to probably do some to the side before this is fully dry. This is Zoya Natty. I used this as one of the colors in my smooshie. You can't read that because the focus is down here. Sorry, it's Zoya Natty. It was one of the colors in the smooshie that I had on last week, and it was out, and it matched the color of the background on the cup, so I'm using it again. And I know that I'm going to be working from the bottom up for some of these, so let me get out my reference down here. My big sweet cat. Look, this is so this is so crooked. Let's get you more not crooked, big cat. She's got the paper towel there with her that she is caressing with her little foot. Okay, so I have the possibility of some rounder kinds of pink flowers and some of these cup-shaped sort of white and sage kind of flowers. And, of course, leaves of plethora varieties. Hi, Praise! Yeah, Cinder shreds paper towel and other things. Big Cat chews on the corners of boxes, but that's not quite as destructive. Okay, so I think I'm going to try laying out some leaves first. I know I'm probably going to use some of this. Maybe. It might be a little too yellow, in which case I'll swap it out for something else, but I want some of the more I'm going to zoom you in, actually, because the focus is down here, but I'm going to be down here for a while I do some testing, and I don't want to have you so far away. Which way am I moving you? There we go. That's better. So now you can see a little bit more. We're going to try. That's not dry enough yet, so I'm just going to do it next too. I had the general idea of some of this, but not the full range of detail. And then I wanted something a little bit, I might end up using this one instead of that one, we'll see. Because this is less yellow. It's a little lighter too, though. Oh, my husband's calling me. I'm going to mute you guys. Hang on. Praise, let me know if that's not muted. Hello. Oh. Uh-huh. Okay, I love you. I'm streaming. I already fed the cats. Okay. I had some stuff. I had a thing from Wendy's for lunch, but I haven't eaten dinner, so I probably am going to cook later, but I'm not super hungry right now. Okay, I love you. Bye. Okay, can you hear me again? Oh, I wasn't muted. Gosh, what's the thing then? Maybe it's Shift M instead of Control M. Anyway, yeah, so now you all know I had Wendy's for lunch. Hi, Lexi. Oh gosh, that's a very squeaky cap. I apologize. Am I muted now, Praise? I don't think I am I? Or Lexi too, I guess you could tell me. Okay, let's see if I can do... Kind of don't like this kind of leaf. It's in the inspiration, but I think I might cut it out. Okay, cool. Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, the sleepy big cat. She's so sweet. Yeah, I don't like this kind of leaf. I nix it. It is no longer part of the design. I also don't like the center line made of that. I want something a little bit less less saturated for the center line of this. Not quite as dark as some of the other stuff I have out. Let's see what this. This is Palette Polish Artichoke, which is awfully close in color to this Color Club It's About Time, which is one of my favorite greens to paint with. Do you see how close those are? This one's a little bit more yellow toned. I'm just going to paint it right across so we can see the difference. Very slightly more yellow toned. Not hugely though. I'm going to put this over here because I keep wanting to reach onto this side to clean my brush. Okay, I think that's dry enough to try on. So let's do... What other color did I have out? I had a darker green out. Where did I put it? I don't know where I put it. I'm going to have to grab a different one. Let's see if this one works. If it's a little darker. This blue here is Zoya Natty. It's the one I have on my fingernails right now. It's going to be the background, yeah. It's nice. It's not super too dark, but it's also, I don't know, it's got a nice, you can still tell it's blue, like even in low light. It's not too dark that it just looks black, but it's still nice and contrasty. Alright, this is Society Wit, as luck would have it. I'm going to get my skinny little brush, because I was regretting not using that for this other leaf. And we're going to do one of these. And just kind of get an idea of the way I want to lay this out. I kind of was thinking about it earlier today when I had a very short break at work. But I didn't bring my little doodlies home with me. Yeah, it's nice. I like it too. I'm going to get my little reference. Okay. I'm putting down all the leaves first because obviously they're going to be under the flowers. And we don't want to overlap the edge. Of course, the inside edge of the leaf doesn't really matter because it's going to be covered up with a flower. So we're just going to kind of blob it in there. Is that in focus for you guys? I feel like it might not be. There, is that better? Just a little? Yeah, right there. Okay. And then we're going to add some of this. I don't think that is differentiatable on camera, that little line. Okay. And then we're going to try background greenish color. This is Zoya Sage. It's a satin, so it dries a little faster than other, some other colors. It looks really light here on the black, but it's this kind of more bluish color that's in the background of this. When it's next to a white, it looks kind of, I think that's the color that I put in there. Maybe it's not. I thought it was, though. Let's put it over here and see. Yeah, it is. That's so hilarious that how much the contrast changes it. Okay, we're just gonna kind of wiggle. This is awfully large to put on my nail. Let me try a little bit of a splobbier brush. That's what doing it on the mat is for first, right? If you totally screw it up on here, then you know what not to do on your nail. Yes, Big Shout. What are you shouting about? You're so pretty. The silent screech. She wants all the love. The big sweet. I have another bottle of this in my backups, but hopefully I don't have to get it out. We'll see. And a little pink flower to the side. This is OPI, Somewhere Over the Rainbow Mountains. I don't think I've said all the color names, so I apologize if you're wondering about one. Just let me know. I can't use this yet for the other one. I need the darker one. This Sally Hansen color is called Mauve Over. It's one of my most used pinks because it's a very neutral mauve sort of pink. And I really like this tone for flowers. I use it quite regularly. That edge doesn't matter because I'm going to come in with the other color for that flower over the top of it. This is the color. I'm going to do a little bit of this. Right at the base of that flower. Then we're gonna do a little stem on him. I should have done the stem on this before I came in with the big flower. That's why I'm learning. I'm learning what I should do on my nail. I also need to make that smaller. I don't like this color for this leaf. It seems a little bit too bright on that side. Maybe I should switch it with this one and flip. And then I needed to decide if I was doing white or this color, which is Cuccio Hair Toss. I am perpetually in search of a muted, very, very pale green to complete my olive green that goes from almost black to almost white gradient ombre sort of deal that I am trying to do, that I have not ever been able to successfully get. I'm trying not to mix the colors myself. I'm trying to actually use just polished colors that blend perfectly. There's something really satisfying about when you actually finally do find the colors to do that. But I need the lightest color for that set of colors, and I have a lot of things that are just not quite right. And this was my most recent attempt. And it's a little bit too yellow and not green enough. It's the right brightness, but it's not green enough. I needed to do the flower center on that. Part of this is the angle. When I'm doing it on this, it'll be up here. So maybe I should hold it up while I'm painting. Can you guys see that? Kind of. Right, let me try another little area. We'll start over. When I paint flowers like this, I bring my hand awfully close to my face, so we'll have to see if I'm able to do it on my nails down here like this to my satisfaction. I'll try my darndest. I will try my darndest. Sageless Beauty. How does that compare to... Hang on, let me get my green. My green swatch wheel. I don't have all of them on here yet. Like that newest one isn't on here yet. But I've got a whole swath of very pale greens. Like this mint sorbet from Sally Hansen is the right lightness, but it's too saturated of a green. It's not quite muted enough. The one that I was just talking about, the Cuccio one, I have it on the top here. Might have gotten buried. No, here it is. It's called Hair Toss. Do you see how it's like the same brightness level as this? But this is too saturated and this is not green enough. It's got too much of a brownness to it, which is not bad, but just not quite right either. I have a ton that are just slightly too blue as well. Anything that sounds sagey usually is a little bit too blue. Okay. Let's do our other leaf. We're gonna go this way. Let's do 2. Just for kicks, even though we're gonna run into this other shape. And then we're gonna do the little flower, because we realized we needed to do that first, and we're not using that brush, we're using the splodgy one. Trying to get a little bit brush strokey with it, but I don't want too much of the blue to come through. What is she doing with her foot? A bit yellow toned. Pretty bright. Okay, well, I don't know. If it's bright, like, yeah. I'll have to see. If I can find it in person, or if I can find a comparison swatch, it might be worth checking out, you know? I appreciate the suggestion. You know what? I'm just gonna go for it on my nail. I have the idea. I know what I want to do. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna be doing the florals at the tips. I need to clean off my nail really quick though, because look at this pretty girl. Yes, pretty girl. I see you looking at me being so pretty. Yeah, you. I'm talking about you. You're so cute and sweet. You're a show stealer. Alright, I gotta adjust my camera too, because you guys are way too close and not at the right angle, so let's adjust that. And I want to hold my hand here, which means you guys have to be like there. And hopefully I don't run into that. I think I might run into that. Let's see if going up is better. If I'm there, can you see that? Not quite. I have to angle it more. If I'm there, nope, still too far down. That's still too far down. Gosh. Maybe sideways. Like that. Yeah, you can see that kind of. The light's not the best though. Let's see if I can adjust that. There. Okay. Let's start with the dark leaves. And I'm really going to be trying to be on camera, guys. I think my focus needs to change though, so let's do that. Shout at me in chat if I'm not on camera, okay? I'm going to try my best though. There's a lot of focus that goes into this. So I apologize if I get kind of quiet. Society wet colors dry pretty quickly, which can be advantageous in certain circumstances, but when you're trying to hand paint, you just want to make sure you're not putting too much out onto the palette all at once, because you're going to waste polish if you do. The brand that makes this green. The green, by the way, is, if I didn't say already, As Luck Would Have It. That's not really in camera, I'm sorry. I mean, it is, but it's all washed out. I'm going to erase the edge of that leaf a little bit. And by erase, I mean get a different brush with nail polish remover and clean up the edge because I went a little bit past what I wanted to. I have obviously top coat on underneath over the base color because I've been wearing this today just plain. So it's not going to damage the color underneath really too much. And it will help me get a better leaf shape there. Okay. Pretty Wrenn. This angle is actually better for me to see from, so I'm going to turn you. I have better light. The end of this brush is not wanting to cooperate fully with me. Okay, pretty girl. You're so pretty. Constantly the most beautiful cat I've ever seen. She just is. She's just really pretty. And regal. Okay, I'm actually pretty happy about the fact that I'm staying pretty well in frame at this angle. I am not happy with this stupid freaking leaf that's not wanting to bend properly. This brush isn't wanting to cooperate. It needs to be pointier. I have a hangnail on this finger, by the way, if you hadn't noticed. It hurt quite a bit yesterday when it happened, but it is not really painful anymore today. I don't want it to get too thick there. Okay, let's bring this one from this side. Variety is the spice of life. I'm reading, or rather listening to Dune during my commute currently, so that makes me think of Dune. We were talking about Dune in Colette's stream the other day briefly as well. Okay. Let's see. Let's do the same one on this one. We're going to angle it a little bit differently, though. Right, that's the idea. Keep things similar-ish. Consistent, but different. I'm going to have to get more of this green out in a second because it's starting to get a little thick. I'm able to thin it a little bit with my acetone as I'm painting, but I don't want it to get too acetone heavy, right? Because then it's not going to wear well. Okay. My phone buzzed, which might be my mom participating in chat. Yes. Hi, Mom. She says, looking good so far, which I appreciate. She's such a good big cat. I don't know if I'm on camera right there. Yeah, I am. I'm on the edge. Living on the edge. Painting on the edge. While being in the edge of the camera frame. I'm just so edgy. I'm gonna do a little bit of removal right there. I need something a little bit stiffer that's not removing anything. I'm sorry, Mom. I have to unswipe to read your things. Give me a second. Didn't want to read my thing. I host at the edge. Yes, Dad, you're funny. I am doing something inspired by that and a cup that the Mosleys have, which I'm taking elements from both. The color palette more from the Mosley cup and some of the flower elements from both. That'll do. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to do all this hand first and then all this hand. I think that's what I think I'm gonna do. Let's do it. So let's do the other leaf. I'm thinking I'm gonna use that for the stem and this for the leaf because I like the more muted leaf look. And we're gonna do a little bit of a fatter brush because we're gonna go like this. Maybe not quite that fat. I think that brush is actually too fat. Let's get a slightly smaller brush. I just want one that's not quite as long as the other one. I think mostly that one just didn't have a pointy enough tip. Because I want to get a good point on the leaf. You know who is an edgelord praise? My baby cat. She thinks she's hot stuff. She also just knocked something down in the background. I don't know if you heard that, and I don't know what exactly it was. But that's her wreaking havoc. Most of the bottom of this leaf is going to get covered up by a flower, but I don't know exactly where it's going to end. So I'm just being safe by adding enough green back here to cover my bases. Same thing on this side. I know, I think I'm a little further away than focus would prefer. Sorry for that. James borrowed a GoPro from his boss. I was going to try that, but he's not home yet, and I didn't want to wait to figure setting it up because I knew that this particular design might take a while, and I didn't want to waste setup time. I'll have to do that on the weekend when I paint my nails for next week. Alright, we might add a second companion leaf on some of these nails, but I haven't decided yet. Probably not, because we have that other flower coming in between, unless it's going to be right here on this edge on this nail. Just, again, for a little bit of variety. And probably on the thumb, because I have a little bit more space. I can do another jog over here. Okay. And then I'm going to go in for my little pink flower. I'm not going to do this the same on every nail. The flower part, I don't think. I want them to be a little different. have some nuance. Trying not to add too many tangents in this as well. But we'll see how well I do with that. I'm going to add a second one, little bud thing on the thumb. Okay. Oh yeah, that's no fun. I have a, my husband's friend lives in Ohio in the middle of nowhere, and he has to get a special service connection, whatever, to his house. Like a hotspot or whatever, just to get any internet at all. Just adding some details to these little pink guys, so they're not so one-dimensional. And then we're deciding what kind of leaves we want to put on them. I think I'm going to go for the slightly more green tone. Nah, but it's a little more saturated. I'm going to go for the other one, the Color Club. It's about time, spelled out like the herb. And we're going to do our little stems. This is one of my favorite greens to use for leaves and stems and things. I use it pretty often. It's got good opacity. And it's not too loud. It's pretty muted, but it's got good greenness. Good greenery. I'm gonna add a little leaf on this guy. Yeah. Permits and stuff are always kind of a drag. I don't know. Like, fiber optic internet, yes, it's definitely faster. But I don't know specifics about, like, if and or what, you know, it all entails. A lot of people are like, well, why can't we get fiber optic internet? Japan has it. Well, yeah, Japan is the size of, like, one of the tinier states. Of course, they have a much easier time updating their infrastructure. There's so much more going on here in the US of A, geographically and all of that. But a lot of people don't think about stuff like that. I want more green right here. Okay. And now I'm going to go in with my other kind of background, sort of a greenish color for the big flowers. I'm debating. Actually, I think I'm going to go in with the other pink first. Or should I do the purple? I was debating using a purple. Over here you can see my little swatch of things. What's going on, big cat? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? I was debating using a purple. I think I am. I think I am going to use the purple. This is Jelly Belly and Sally Hansen Island Punch collaboration shade. We're going to do it on this side. It's kind of a pinky purple. It's not super blue leaning. Let's make sure we take it all the way where it's supposed to go. I might come in with another purple over that. We'll see. One of the difficulties about stuff like this is when you paint across a level change. Like this green leaf is higher up than the base nail, and I don't want the edge to get uneven. Of course, that is when you strategically put another flower over the top of that edge so that it doesn't show. And come at it from this side. All the way around. Clean off of the brush. Big Cat, what are you doing? I don't know what she's doing. She's burying her head in the cushion of the... Na 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 na. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with sage color. And I'm gonna use the splodgy brush again. We'll leave that be for now. We're going across on this nail. The way that these flowers are shaped have these really kind of ruffled petal edges in a way. They're very cupped. I'm trying to get that edge quality by using this brush, but it might end up making things a little thick, but that's okay. It's not unworkable. Layers, layers, layers. Of course, you layer as you go. I want to add more pink thing. I feel like I need more pink thing. So we're going to add more pink thing. I want to extend it up higher. stems are this color. Stems, very thin stems. Okay. Now we need to add the centers. So the centers of these, the purple ones had like a yellow, which I liked the contrast of. This is Cirque Colors Urbanized, which is a mustard yellow. And they had very fine, thin, little, delicate, sort of strokey centers. Which helps to add a lot of dimension here, of course. That went up higher than I wanted. Let's add a little bit more purple. There. And the centers on the green flowers were dark. And I want to keep them dark, but I don't want them to be black. I'm considering using Noot, which is another Zoya color. It's dark, but it's not black. And I'm going to use a little dotting tool to get round. Where's my little dotting tool? I need the little one, the very smallest. I should have gotten it out before I started painting. It's a good thing I only started on the one hand then, yeah? Here it is. Gotta make sure there isn't any color left on it from previous things, because if there's layers of polish on your dotting tool, it will make the dot bigger. Okay, so then we're gonna do and of course some of this is gonna get layered over with the other petals that are going over the top. But if I create dimension in the dots before that, it will look like it's better than if I try to add them after the fact. It's going to look more organic and less like I tried to cram them in the space in between things. Okay. I have some showing through down here at the bottom. That should be the stem of this purple flower, which had the leaves that were this color. So I'm going to add some more of this green as my stem. Down here, just peeking out. And that's where the other leaf is originating from, so I don't want it to feel like it's going into nothing. Okay. And now here's the crux of the thing. Do we want to use this, or do we want to use white? I think we want to use this, because using white would be too harsh. Just like using black would be too harsh. Whoops. I almost knocked that over. Okay, and we're going in for the top layer of petals with this. We're doing the same kind of edge thing. We're bringing it kind of roughly over. And then we're going to fill in. There's a hair there. Can I get it out? Yes. Success! You see how, you guys can't see that. You see how that looks like the center of the flower is peeking out through the flower coming forward? I'm going to do the same thing on the purple a little bit. I'm going to have a darker purple kind of, I'm going to actually have a darker purple, I think, maybe, or a lighter purple. I don't know. I haven't decided. Coming around on that. But this is the cup of the flower coming around. And then that dark center is peeking between the back petals, which are showing in behind, and the lighter petals, which are coming around the front. This is getting a little thick, so I'm actually scooping off some of the polish and then covering the color with the color I want there. There. That looks a little better. And I'm going to keep doing that and making sure I'm not getting little hairs in my stuff from my cat. Again, holler at me if I'm not on camera. I'm going to add another dot there. Hey, my husband's home. Hi. That is too thick. I'm going to add fresh so that it's thinner. And I'm going to make these dots as small as I possibly can because I want to add some more texture here, but I don't want to make it too much. There. Same thing here. There. Just a little hint. There we go. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. It is getting there. It's getting there. Okay. I think we need to put out some more of this because it's getting a little thick. I'm not sure why they called it hair toss, this color. I don't know. Sometimes polish names make a lot of sense, and sometimes they are just like randomly picked out of a hat. Or so it seems. I know that I'm further away from the camera than I should be. Sorry. Same thing with the center here. I need to add just a little bit. But I over covered that dot. I want a little bit more peeking around. Okay. Okay. Same thing. I need to add a little bit more of the sage dipping down in the middle there because I over covered just a touch. Where did I just... There we go. I went to go grab it and it was... Okay, and then I have to go back over that with the dots. I'm just going to dot it with the brush. Alright, that's okay. Nah, 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 nah. Thank you. I feel like I need to add a little bit of something purple or yellow on this side to balance things a little bit. We'll see. Alright, I think I'm going to go in and try to add the darker purple. I don't know which one I'm going to do, actually. What do I have in reach? Simple Color Shock Candy. Give me a scooch. It's pretty similar, but it's a little darker. We'll use this to add some detail onto the purple flowers. Give me a second. I almost spilled something. Where did my Q-tips go? I guess I'll use this. I got some polish on my finger. Because I caught what needed to be caught, but it made a mini mess. Which I'm cleaning up really quick off the side here. Give me 2 shakes. Okay. This is one of the new colors for 2018 last year. Shot Candy. And it's a nice sort of a muted purple. It's got a little bit more purpliness and a little bit less pinkiness than the Island Punch color that it's being cooperative with. Yeah, gotta be really careful with this because I don't want to cover up too much of the yellow. But I do want to have some petals that are coming in front. This might not be quite as differentiated as I wanted. We'll have to see when it dries. I might just take that off actually because I covered up too much yellow. And by take that off, I mean go over it again with the Island Punch color or the yellow. Grumble, grumble. Sometimes the best laid plans of mice and men. Even though this wasn't really that well laid of a plan because I added it halfway through. You know, as you do. I'm gonna have to go back in with the yellow. That didn't quite have the effect I wanted it to have because it was too dark. Maybe what I should do is go in with the purple back into the yellow and just add some more this way. Just because I want to tone the yellow down a little bit, but I don't want to lose it. And that's okay. That feels a little bit more balanced in the overall scheme of things. Okay. Thoughts, feelings, and opinions. I'm thinking that I wish I had done some of the leaves overall, I'm pretty pleased with that. There's a couple of things that I wish a little different. I might add some veining to the outside of this flower in the darker greenish color so that it looks like it belongs better together, so that it looks like it's a continuation of the same flower. Let's try it out on this thumb and see how I feel. I like that. It makes it look like it's continuing around. I need to add a little bit more of that right there because I accidentally went over the dot with the light green. And I didn't mean to. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking that. I don't think I need to add anything else to those. I do need to go back over this thumb really quick with the second pass of purple over the yellow. Okay. That's fine. There's not really a whole lot of cleanup to do on these, so I'm just going to put top coat on them, and then we're going to switch over to the other hand. I mean, there's a little bit on the edges, but not a lot. So cleanup isn't like a whole separate process until after top coat is on, and then we'll clean up top coat. Okay, top coat, top coat. I used Mmmbop for the first layer of stuff, so I think I'm going to do that again. It's the Vibrant Vinyls Fast and Hard Top Coat. Okay, and then I'm going to get my little scoop over here. I got to get to my thumb. There's a lot of extra top coat on this side, and I want to get rid of some of it before it dries weirdly. Sweet, sweet big cat. She's a puffy snoot. Sweet, sweet big cat. She is so, so cute. My hangout buddy. And that side is obviously going to need a little bit of cleanup. I shouldn't have pushed it with this while it was still drying. I apologize, my little flower. Right there. We're going to have to clean up that edge. Because it's too far down, but it's not something I can do while it's already that dry without a cleanup brush. Okay. Okay. There's a hair. Let's get it out of there. I might have to go in with a second coat of top coat to smooth out some of the inconsistencies in height. Some of these flowers are a little bit, you can see there how it's not perfectly smooth across the top. I'm going to wait until this first coat sets though, because it might pull it tight enough without. I'm going to add a little bit of the Natty base color over there because I wrinkled it. I messed it up when I did that scoop. And I don't want the edge to be uneven. Just right in here. Okay, let's adjust a little bit. Because we're switching hands. Oh my goodness! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! My top coat wasn't dry yet. Look what I just did. I totally ruined that flower on that side. And we're going to have to paint it again. I didn't ruin the whole nail, thankfully. But I did ruin that one flower. So let's... I didn't ruin everything about it. I just ruined the top layer and the dots and things. The base color is mostly okay. Boy, howdy, why did I have to try to adjust my sleeve? I should have just waited. I should have just waited. These ones are dry enough that they could have touched, but I did this one a little after. Blah. Okay. Okay. First things first, let's adjust these leaves. Okay. I'm just going to use a brush because the edge of this is mostly okay. To get my solid base color back again. Blang nabbit. Okay. Okay. I know the color there was a little bit in the dark. I'm sorry. Okay, let's get some more of this vanilla color again. Where's my dotting tool? Here it is. Okay. I need to correct this dot on this nail as well. And let's get the top color again. Trying to get this back to where it was before I ruined it. This edge. I need to get this again. get a little daub of the sage color. And then some of this on the corner. Okay, and then the sage to go around the front. Did I use a bigger brush for this? It seems like it's not giving me as much of a line as the other nails. Oh no, there we go. I just didn't have enough polish on my brush. There, that's better. I saved it. That's all out. Washed out, sorry. There, I saved it. Pretty cat is pretty. Thank you, Mom. You missed a heart-wrenching, oh no, what did I do moment. Because I banged into this nail and basically ruined this whole flower and had to redo this corner of this flower. So I appreciate that you think it looks nice. I'm going to let that dry a little bit actually before I top coat it. I'm going to do my second coat of top coat on these nails over here. Okay. Obviously, I'm going to zoom you all in on this later and get a final look at it, but I'm going to leave it to set after I scoop out the extra really fast. Okay, this one is, I think, dry enough to put top coat on. Okay, that's looking okay now. I can still see up close that it's been repaired, only because there's different levels of the green. When I had to repair this leaf over here, I can see where there's top coat in between them, but it's not bad. Okay, Mom. Night-night, Dad. If you have a question, Mom, just type it, and I'll try to type in chat so you can see it on the screen, my answer, if there's anything that you very in particularly want to ask. Okay. We're going to put a second coat of top coat on this thumb after it sets a little bit more, but the rest of those fingers are done. Now we're going to go and work on this hand, which is bare, comparatively. Oh, a pretty big one, she yawned. Okay, so we need to get our leaf colors again. And sorry, I just bumped into the camera. See what angle's good for this hand. This looks like it's okay. For the thumb. My glasses just bumped, you guys. So I don't know if you can see my second hand, but do you see how I'm stabilizing here? Oh, you can, good. On my side of my hand with my pinky. That's providing some stability for me to pivot from, to move my wrist to do these leaf shapes. And I'm pulling the brush around a little bit. Okay, and then on this side, same deal. I'm not going to be mad that the end of that leaf's messed up because it's going to be underneath a flower. And then the one on the tip. This one is going to show more, so I got to be careful. Okay. That's looking okay. I don't think I'm in focus. I think I need to adjust the focus for this hand because I'm a little further away. Let me finish painting this leaf and I will do that. Same thing here again, I'm stabilizing with my wrists. This is one of those things where, as I would ask my dad growing up how he did things, and he responded with very carefully. That is the mood. How are you painting the flowers on your opposite hand, Gloria? Very carefully. And as you can see, I am shaking a little bit, but not a lot. And it's manageable because I'm stabilizing. There. That's a little thick right there. I'm going to pull it down through this stem to even it out so it's not quite a lump so thick right in that exact spot. Alright, that's alright. I'm going to bring my focus back down here now, because that's apparently where I want to put my hand. Like right there. Is that pretty well in focus? Yeah, it is. Okay. No, it's not. There, that'll do. This leaf is not opaque. I'm going to go in and add more. And I'm going to change the curve of that a little bit because it had a feathery out to the side that I didn't like. However, I made another little feathery out to the side, so I don't want the leaf to get that big. And as a consequence, I'm going to actually go in and erase that with my cleanup brush in a second. This polish is starting to dry a little bit, and it's getting a little bit thicker, so it's easier to pull in the directions that I want, but I can't stroke it quite the same way, but I'm able to still use it. I'm gonna get a little bit out in a second though, because if I re-dip it won't be enough. And I got a couple little stringies, which I don't really mind all that much, again because there's going to be flowers on that part of the nail. There. I'm getting rid of the little stringolies. Okay. Good, okay. And then up here. And then over here. I need to get all the way to the edge of the nail there. Sorry, skin. Ah! I almost hit that nail into things. Risk the camera blocking my view. There. Ah, clean. What I'm doing is mirroring where the placement is. So on this hand, not mirroring as in mirroring, but mirroring. Translating, I guess, is the right word. So that they're not in the same place schematically, but they are in the similar place because they're the same place. I don't know if that makes sense. Do you see how the dark green leaf is on this side on both? If you were mirroring it, it wouldn't be that way. Okay, where's my little brush? Okay. I need to get a thinner bead of polish on this brush really quick rather than the fat one because I need more control for these leaves. The pinky nail is small. I don't want giant leaves overwhelming it. I want delicate leaves that look delicate and appropriately sized to the nail. Too thick. All right, that's looking okay. Let's get, I need to adjust up here at the top of this where I cleaned up that little bit of fuzzle. It left behind some white residue. We're not about that. And I think this thumb is ready for that second coat of top coat. Although, I'm deciding if I should matte this or not. If I matte it, more of the green variations will show through. And I love matte. And if I do matte, I'm not going to do a second coat of top coat on this thumb. Decisions. Praise, what do you think? Do you think I should matte it? I think that I should, personally. I just like matte florals. I'm going to matte it. I'm not going to matte it right now, though. I'm going to wait until I finish painting the flowers on the other hand. And top coat. Because then I can spend my time while I wait for that top coat to dry putting matte on the first hand. Okay, let's get second leaf color. Wrenn, yes, I know guac is extra. Or I know guac is extra. Or something like that. is the name of this polish. What is it? I know Guac is extra. Yes, Big Shout. What are you shouting about? Yes, you. What are you shouting about? So sweet. So small. The sweetest cat of all. She's such a big cat. Sometimes I'll say so big, so small, because she is big compared to the baby cat, but she's also so small compared to me. Do you know what I mean? She's so big and so small. This brush is so small. It's too small for these leaves. And I already know that because I didn't use it for those leaves on the other hand. I want this to curve a little bit more, but I don't want it to curve too much, because then I'll get a chonk leaf. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a chonk leaf. That's just not necessarily what I was going for in this exact space. Yeah, I'm going to have to erase a little bit of that edge. It's going up a little bit higher than I really want it to. Okay. Leaves, 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 beautiful leaves. I love leaves. They're so pretty. Oh gosh, there's a tremor for you. these leaves that I'm doing, these bigger ones, are reminding me of lemons. Like, I could totally envision using the same kind of technique to paint a lemon. Alright, that's okay. And then on this side, they're football-shaped leaves, except obviously flat and not three-dimensionally round. Okay. Second leaf done. I'm going to close this. We're not actually using it. And then this. Real quick, making sure we're not hitting any cuticle areas. Yes, I like that one. Sidewall areas, I guess, more than cuticle areas. Okay. Let's go in with the pinks. Somewhere over the Rainbow Mountains. And I need my scoochy brush. Oh, there's fuzzies in it. Try again. I am going to adjust the placement of my little buds wherever I feel like they need to be, though, so it's not going to be completely symmetrical. Okay. Which way do I want this one to go? Hum, 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 hum. That side, that side, that side, that side, that side, that side. Okay. Let's do this one a little lower. And the bud a little higher. But I want to make sure I'm not creating a tangent with the edge of this leaf, so we're going to push him up just a little bit past. Right, right, left, left. Right, left, left. Okay, so this one's going to be on the right. trying to keep this edge, keep the integrity of the brush stroke of this edge without completely smushing everything underneath, and I'm having a hard time with it because of the pressure sensitivity of my left hand not being as exact. Yeah, that'll do. That will do. Okay, now we're going in with mauve color. Sally Hansen Mauve over. And we're getting our little detail brush. Sorry, I just bumped into you guys again. Little details. Okay. Okay, that's good for the mauve. Now we're going in with... Oh yeah, how's it going? We need the stem color. Okay. Okay. Adding leaves. Don't forget. Okay, more stems. Yeah, Squeak, what'd you squeak it for? I can't pet you right now, my dear. I wish I could, but my nails are all wet. Yeah, you cute, cute one. And she curling her little feet. What a sweet, precious, demanding child. Mm. Oof. I need to stretch my leg, but I want to finish this green first. I also need a drink. Alright, that's okay. Let me stretch my leg. Oh. Hey, big cat. Yeah. He's a peaceful friend. And a drink. Yeah, you're cute. Okay. Ugh. Now, the next thing is the purple. We want to get our purple on here. Now, of course, if anybody's following along at home, the purple goes with the avocado color. I don't think we need this anymore. Well, we can open it again if we do. Again, same with this. Island Punch from Sally Hansen. And we're using this brush. And we're doing 3 pointed petals. this. I want this petal to be a little fatter. And this petal to be a little fatter. There. That's good. And then this finger, we're going to angle them in a little bit. Most of the colors that I'm using today are pretty opaque. I'm not having to do multiple layers to get the opacity for the color, which is nice. But I do have to make sure that I'm not completely removing all the polish when I sweep over it with the brush with the purple. I'm intentionally what we call a careful coat, right? Where I am making sure to build it to the opacity that I want. And not just haphazardly do it, but to do it intentionally. Okay, let's get some more purple. Oh, what happened there? I don't even know what that is. How bizarre. I'm going to... I told you we're matte coating this. There's like a weird green... I think it's a piece of liquid latex that somehow got stuck onto this nail. How? I don't know. Because I'm not using any liquid latex today. But it might have gotten on one of my brushes. But I'm just putting a little bit of purple over it because the matte coat will blend that into the other purple background. How strange. Thank you, Praise. How's the show? The season that you're watching? I need to get more purple out. I don't have enough. Oh, okay, you just started. Amethyst watches Supernatural in Colette's chat and in her Discord. She was talking about how she wishes that she had some Supernatural themed polishes. And I was able to direct her towards some. I don't know if she actually was interested in them after, she looked at the individual colors or not, but we had a little, oh, cool moment. I think that we should. Yes, I agree. She's such a pretty cat. I will never be over it. Hey, big one, what are you doing? Why is your mouth open? It's like she stopped halfway through a yawn or something. Okay. That's looking all right. Ooh, hi, Colette. Thank you. This hand is done. I'm going to put matte top coat on everything. Here, let me bring it up close. Get some better light. Got some little flowers going on. And then this hand, of course, is in process. And here's a big cat being a sweet lump. How is your evening going? Oops, oh goodness, my computer tray is sliding. Let's not have that. Okay, we're doing base for this flower over here. We need our scoochy brush. This is Zoya Sage, which is a satin. Oh yeah, I mean it's a lot later for, well, not a lot, 2 hours later, so it's almost 1 o'clock for you. Is that right? Okay, we're gonna make these. I don't know, scalloped edges is maybe the best way to say that. Deckled isn't the right word. I think scalloped is the word I was looking for. Of these flowers. How they kind of scallop. You know what I mean. Alright. Rest stabilization. Yes, please. I'm going to bring that around a little bit more. That's alright. Oh, goodness. When were you up to 6 a.m.? I was not there, obviously. I do not remember this. Was it a 106 thing when you were finishing the Hollow Knight 106? That's okay. I need to get more out, though, because it's drying too fast. Yeah. Right. Where you had to do it all in one sitting. What was your time for it, by the way? And who won? I don't think I know. Luke gifted me a sub to Doc. I was very happy. Well, of course, yeah. That doesn't really surprise me, to be honest. I accidentally lifted some of the purple with my sage on that nail, and I was trying to make sure it didn't get in the way of other things. Oh, well, okay, sure. Understandably. That's not going to help you any. Okay. That's looking all right. That's looking all right. I want this one to angle up a little bit more, actually. There, that'll do. And by up, I mean up this way, because obviously my contortionism. Okay, so then we're going to go in with yellow for the purples. The yellow centers for the purple flowers is what I mean by that. This is Cirque Urbanized, which I just dripped all over the outside of the bottle. Please ignore my messiness. And I wish I knew what brand this brush was so that I could recommend it to people, because it's so thin. It was just in some random striper set. And does such a good job of being very thin for all of these itty-bitty flower center sorts of needs. I'm going to go back in over the yellow with purple again to kind of soften it and make it more feathery. We're just getting a beginning of the yellow featheriness. You can see on this hand, it's a lot softer after I go over it, comparatively. La 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 la. I do feel like it adds something, though, to have the opposite color. The opposite on the color wheel. Color theory and all that jazz. Not a lot. Not a lot on that one. Okay. I wish I could zoom in more, but I know I'm moving my hand around too much and I would go out of frame. Okay. And then I'm going to go in with the dots. I'm using Zoya Noot for the centers of these light green, sagey kinds of flowers. Because I want it to be dark and contrasty, but not full-on black. Because that's too dark in this particular deal. The itty-bittiest dotting tool. And actually, I need a couple more little dots up here. That's alright. And varying the pressure on the dotting tool obviously changes the size of the dots. But this base polish is not 100% dry, and I don't want to dent it, so I'm being a little bit more careful on this hand than I was on the other hand, and I'm getting dots that are too similar in size, and I'm not happy about that. I'm going to go over that one with shade. Give me just a second. Okay. I'll come back and add another littler dot there in a minute or two after it's not quite so wet. Okay. Relax, relax. And then that's okay. I'm alright with that. And we can always add another little dot there if we want to after we add the front petals. Let's go in with the purple softening. Little brush. I guess it's not little, it's thin. Because it's awfully long as well. I saw your tulips, Colette. They're pretty. I wonder if they're gonna give you more flowers every year now. If the plant's gotten hardy enough to put out multiple blooms. Or if, you know, it's just a one-off fluke sort of a situation. I don't know. Okay. Purple's softening done. You tried to weed it out? I feel so badly for the tulip now. I'm glad it lived. I'm glad it lived. Okay, so the way that we're doing the fronts of these, we're using this Cuccio color, and we're adding another layer of scalloped petal in front, and then we're going in with some stripy sort of veiny sort of things with the sage again to make it feel more cohesive as part of the same flower. Where's my spodgy brush? Here it is. This is what I mean by spodgy. I mean blunt and inelegant. A squirrel. That's cute. I spent 15 minutes today explaining what a bulb is of plant variety to a group of students today. We were talking about multi-meaning words, and they just could not wrap their mind around it at first. They got it. They got it eventually. Dang it. There's a hair. Why? Well, it's a good thing I'm going over it with a stripe. I can put a stripe right there. No one will know. It's this big cat over here who's shouting at me. She's the one that gives me all these hairs. Yes, Miss Woo. Do you hear her little silent meows? Can you hear them? Because they're not completely silent. They're just real, real quiet. Who's a derpy grooming cat baby? My baby or your baby? Oh no. Don't do that. I don't want you over that far. No thanks. She's so sweet. Yeah, we did, and we had bluebells by the... Not bluebells. They were white, the little snowdrops that hang down by the garage as well. They were pretty. I liked them. We had a mulberry tree. Well, it wasn't really a bush. It was bigger than a bush. But it wasn't really, like, tall enough to be a tree. It was like one of those weird halfway in between sorts of things. A mulberry brie. That sounds like a delicious cheese platter. Maybe not the whole platter, but and one of the things on a cheese platter, or a pairing of things on a cheese platter. Can you see this? Kind of. Not really. Sorry, I'm a little bit too far out of focus. I'll come this way. Just a smidge. Daubing is the word for this application. I am not painting right now. I am daubing. Not really dabbing either. Just, you know, there's some nuance. That's getting a little thick. Be careful. Okay. I'm actually pretty pleased with the centers of most of those peeking through. I don't feel like I need to go in and add too much. I'm going to adjust that dot right there on the thumb. Can't really see that very well. And then I think maybe on this finger, adjust a dot, possibly on that side of things. So let's do that. With Zoya Noot. And we're just being real careful. I just wanted that to be a little bit more round. Same deal here. I encroached a little bit too far on the dot. And I want it to be a little bit more still there than it was. Okay, that's all right. Let's get our sage stripes. I'm glad I didn't have to get out my backup bottle of this. I thought I might have to before we were done, and I was not looking forward to having to dig through my box. I mean, I know exactly where it is. I just, you know, wet nails and all that. I should have probably just gotten it. Oop, big cat's gone. Hello. You get me now. Actually, I'm going to angle you down like this because I'm down here when I'm doing the actual nail bit. Okay. Let's get my brush. What was I even saying? I lost track of my thought because Ember left. Whatever. Remind me if you wanted to know the end of it. If I left you hanging. I'm gonna have to fix a couple of those dots. I overlapped a little bit on accident. Same deal here. Stripe, other stripe, other stripe, other stripe, all the way around. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I mean, okay. I know where it is, but I wasn't wanting to open my backup bottle box with wet nails. And I probably should have just gotten it out before I started just in case, but as we now see, I didn't need to because I have enough polish in the bottle I have, so effort saved. Not needed. Alright. We are almost done. We have the last little bit of dot fixing for the bits that the sage went over on accident, and last little bit of like edge cleanup around, and then top coat on this hand, and then matte top coat on both. Yay! Intuition. Yes. That's right. Okay, let's get out a little bit more of Noot, which is such a fun name to say. Plus it makes me think of ancient Egypt. So bonus points. I wonder if there's anyone named Noot. Probably, like currently. I bet there is. There's lots of people named lots of things. Okay, I didn't go right on that hand. I didn't go, on that nail. Whole hand is a little optimistic. And there's only one on this pinky that needed to be adjusted. Cool. Now, we're going to cross our fingers that I don't mess up any of the nails on this hand when top coating like I did on the first hand. Because of aliens. What? Oh. What? Are you talking about ancient Egypt? Or are you talking about people named Noot? I'm going to actually add a little bit of green behind on this particular flower. I want it to be a little bit higher up on the green. Oh, I didn't know that. Today I learned. There. And then on this nail we need to bump a little bit bumpier right there as well. Okay. Top coat. We did 2 coats of top coat on this hand because of layer bumps. Good night, Praise. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do one coat of top coat, then we're going to come back and do matte top coat, and then we're going to do another layer of top coat, and then I'm going to do cleanup on this hand, and then we're going to come back and do matte top coat, and then clean up on the second hand. As you do. I know my top coat angle is not the most high tier, but I'm trying to make sure I'm not getting any bubbles as I go in over the uneven areas. So I gotta have it close to my nose. Can you see how close I am? Okay, this is the finger, right, that I'm putting top coat on, and this is my nose, and I don't know how many inches is that? 3 inches, 4 inches. I'm glad that I can kind of get you into like place to be able to see what I'm doing with me only being 4 inches away from my nail. I am grateful for this camera arm. Alright. Now, I don't even know if Aliens is a TV show or a movie. I just realized. I know Alien is a movie. Is Aliens the sequel to Alien? Is that right? I saw a really interesting clip from a high school theater group adaptation of the movie Aliens as a stage play, where they did the chest burster and everything with, you know, practical effects on stage. It was pretty interesting. It seemed like it was pretty well done. I think is Sigourney Weaver in Alien? Whoever the gal is from Alien, she came and like met the people for this high school production because they were getting traction online, I think, as being cool, and like people were impressed by the way that they were doing it. Someone posted it in Public Freakout on Reddit, and I saw it on all, where you just see stuff from everything, but it wasn't really a freakout, so I don't know why they put it there. But it was interesting because then I got to go watch the clip from the play, and that was interesting. So, you know, can't complain. Nom, 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 nom. I hate this cuticle on this nail. It makes me angry. I have explained this before, but it does this weird V-shaped thing. I wish that it didn't. I think everybody has stuff like that that's like asymmetrical in weird ways about themselves. I guess I can just be grateful that mine's a cuticle and not something like, you know, something that impacts me health-wise, like one leg shorter than the other or something. Get a little bit up there, please. Are you doing okay over there? Boy, did I glom it on that nail. I just went ham. There we go. That's what cleanup is for. Okay. I'm sorry. Wow, that's really washed out. I'm sorry. Has it been doing that for a little bit? If so, I apologize. Okay. The jaw mechanism of the alien from Aliens was modeled after an eel. There's things that do that with their face that live in the ocean. For reals. Alright. Time for that top coat on this hand. Where is it? I want to fill the bottle up a little bit. Okay. Let's close our polish. And let's get our matte top coat. Okay. Sorry, I just bumped my glasses on you. On the camera. Do 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 do. Oh no, there's a hair. Gosh. I hate it when that happens. That's okay. Only I will notice. I just bent my bristles on my brush back the opposite direction when I dipped it into the bottle because I didn't do it carefully enough, and I just introduced a whole bunch of bubbles into the top coat. Why, Gloria? Why you do this? Just trying to make my own life harder, apparently, subconsciously. Obviously, we're going to do cleanup, as previously mentioned. There's no way I'm going to leave this much dry top coat all over my skin. I know some people leave it to clean off in the shower, but I can't. I can't. I feel like a crusty crustacean. Like I would be coming from Maine in a pail to be made into somebody's dinner. The mat I do like. I know that's not in focus. I'll bring it in focus in a minute. I really do like that though. All right. Wow, that's so washed out. Eh. Okay. All the way around. All right. Despite being crusty crustacean, that's actually pretty good. So I'm going to bring you up close, zoom wise. If I can get it to zoom so that you can see the details. There. Little nails. I like the little cup flowers. They're making me happy. Whoop, and there's the washed out. What is that? Is that a little... It looks like a grub from the front with heart eyes? Is that heart eyes? What is going on there? Look at the horrible, horrible dry top coat all over my skin, though. Blech. Hey, Big Cat's back. Big Cat. Oh, yay! I'm glad you like them. Oh. All right, let's go put regular top coat, second coat on this hand. Because you can see it's not... It's got... Oh, I need to zoom you out again. Okay, you can see from the reflection, that's not smooth, right? There's lumpilies and bumpilies. So let's add more top coat. She's such a loaf. That's her pillow that she sits on most of the time, by the way. I don't know if it's been on stream before, but usually that pillow is there on that chair, and usually she's sitting on it like a queen. And sometimes she'll face loaf onto it, or face plant onto it. Have you ever played Neko Atsume? It's a cute little game, Android phone game, where you put out toys for little cartoon cats, and they basically just come and sit on the stuff or play with the stuff, and it's got cute little animations, and you can collect mementos from them and stuff. It's cute. It's like that in real life. when she does the face plant thing. It is really cute. When I changed phones, a year and a half ago, it didn't transfer all my data, so I haven't gotten all of the new things and all of the new cats and whatever, and I just haven't bothered doing it to catch up again. But for a while, I had everything that they had. You know, you leave out cat food, and it attracts the cats, and then they use the items, and they leave behind little gold and silver fish, and then you use those to buy more cat items and more cat food. And then after the cats have visited a certain number of times, they leave you behind a memento. You can take little photos of them with a little camera in the game, and if you want to, you can rename them, but I don't usually. I just leave them the names that they have. And there's like special cats that will only use certain toys, and they have one that's called Joe DiMaggio, and he looks like he's a baseball player. And Guy Furry, who's a cat, a version of Guy Fieri, and he only uses like the grill and the soda cup or whatever it is. Yeah, it's cute. And there's a big cat named Tubbs, and if he comes, he eats all of the food that's left in the dish. And he looks like he's lounging and having a real good time. Okay, we're gonna have to revisit cleanup, obviously, on this hand. After, see how much smoother that is after second coat of top coat? I saw my smother. But now we're gonna do cleanup on the other hand after I stretch. I need to stretch my leg. Ugh, because I got it all bent up under me.
Hey, big one. Hey, are you? Yeah, you. This hand's dry enough. I can pet you. My friend.
Ugh. Okay, let's close this. And let's get cleanup brush. Whoops. Make sure the nails that I'm reaching with aren't too wet to touch this with. I'm actually going to bring you down here for cleanup, because I'm going to be doing this. Can I bring the light further over? Is that a thing I can do? Does that have as many shadows? Maybe. There. This is the nail that has the hair in it. You can't really see the hair unless you squint, even from my distance, so I'm not that mad about it. This is the nail that I banged into. I had just finished applying the top coat, and it hadn't been more than, 10 seconds or something. It had not had time to set and be protective, and I went to push up my sleeve on my sweater, and I smudged this whole flower off, and I had to put it back on. But you would never be able to tell that that had happened. It just looks like it's one seamless thing. Except when I look this close. Sorry, that was probably really loud because it was right next to the mic. And I can see that there's a tiny little bit that was between layers of top coat. But that's okay. That's okay. Nobody, not even me, is going to be that close to my nail. So that's all right. Same thing with the hair. Look at all this matte top coat that's on the end of my finger. I'm just going to peel that off. We're not even going to bother doing anything cleanup brush with that. We're just going to flake it off. Flake it off. I don't even know that whole song. I just know it because it's a meme. Or was a meme. I don't think it still is a meme. Ouch, acetone in a hangnail. Did you know that acetone is a naturally occurring ketone body in your blood? Obviously, having too much acetone in your blood is not good for you. But if you are burning fat for fuel instead of carbs for fuel, there is acetone involved. In fact, acetone is the only ketone body that ends in tone. The other ones end in other endings. Like 8, I think, is one of them. And something else. I'm going to, yeah, it is weird. But that's why I'm not super paranoid about it touching my cut, my hangnail. When I first told my dad that I used acetone for nail cleanup, his only experience with it was like as a solvent, like in like shop scenarios. Not shop like shopping, but shop like, you know, shop where you build things and stuff. And he was like, oh, are you wearing protective gloves and all these things? And I was like, Dad, I'm using it literally to clean up the skin on my hand. I'm just making sure to moisturize properly afterward. And he got this really worried look on his face. I felt bad that he was worried. But I also felt kind of silly for him that he was not, I don't know. You know, it was funny that he was so worried about it. You know, because if your hands are in acetone all day long and you're not putting on anything moisturizing to counteract its drying effect, your hands can get chapped and cracked and all of these other horrible things that dryness, extreme dryness can do. But if you know that acetone is drying, you can prevent that from happening. You can prevent that from happening. I hope the student that requested flowers likes this. She was like, can you put flowers on your nails next week? And I said, sure. That's fine with me. And I asked if she had any color requests, and she said purple and pink. Purple or pink. And I have purple and pink in the scheme of things. Obviously, it's not the main color. But, you know. Did you see or hear what I was inspired by for these? It was a pattern on a cup at a friend's house that I took a picture of like 18 months ago, something like that, to put on my nails at some point. I changed a little bit. They didn't have purple. I took the purple element from a floral. Sorry, I'm way out of frame. From a floral wrapping paper that my mom had used yesterday at our family birthday thing that we did. Twice a year we do family birthdays on that side of the family. Like all the spring, summer people get celebrated, and then all the fall, winter people get celebrated. And we do like each adult is assigned one other adult. So you only give one gift and you get one gift. And then, of course, the littles get more presents from everybody. Because that would just be sad to be, 3 years old and only get one present for your birthday if you were expecting your aunts and uncles and whatever to give you presents. So I took some elements of that floral and then the color scheme mostly from the other cup floral. Not entirely. Like I added the little cup flowers, the ones that are kind of scooped. That design was from the cup, but not the lines on the exterior. I added those because I liked the way that they made it look more dimensionally. All right, I likey. Let's do matte top coat on hand number 2. Good, most of the bubbles have settled out. Alright, I gotta get this cuticle stuff out before it starts to dry. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more cleanup around that edge. We already know this, though. I mean, obviously we're gonna have to do cleanup because, as we previously established, it's like the Krusty Krab beforehand. Accentuated by the fact that I do this sort of scoop out, because some of the stuff that's already dry on my skin gets more accentuatedly flaked. But I just like the way it cleans up better if I've scooped out the excess. And I can't help it that the stuff on the skin has already begun to dry. It's not preventable. Okay. Can't do the cleanup on these completely 100% right away. Because I need to let it dry very slightly, otherwise I'm going to risk pushing the edges in. Because the polish underneath is still going to be a little wet. Okay. Sorry, I don't think I'm in frame. What time is it? Okay. Good. Okay. Matte top coat on the pinky, and then we gotta wait just a smidge. During which I mean, I can clean up like the super excess on like the undersides of my fingers and stuff. Okay, that'll do for now. Let's get... Do I have any Q-tips over here? I don't think I do. Okay, well, what's the plan then? Hey, go get Q-tips or use the dotting tool wrapped in cotton? Let's use the dotting tool wrapped in cotton. I guess not cotton. Paper towel. I guess I could use cotton. I've got a cotton ball right here. Okay. Okay. I think my thumb is dry enough to clean up. So let's do that. Ah! I thought I banged into my nail, but I think I'm okay. No, it wouldn't ruin the design, but it could ruin the matte finish if it dries with a weird edge. I'm just being careful. Okay. Let's make sure we really get this edge nice and straight, because I know that it had some wonkiness earlier. There we go. That's looking good. Thumbs. The lighting, or the colors there are not right, but oh well. Bless you. Sorry, I'm not on camera. Let me tilt this up a little bit more, because this is where I am. That's okay. All the way around. I'm getting rid of all the crusties. I'm pretty pleased with this right hand. I don't think you can really see a difference between the right hand and the left hand, can you? I like not being able to tell. It makes me feel very ambidextrous, even though I obviously have an easier time painting with my right hand than I do with my left. If the end result is comparable, it makes me happy. Alright. After this, there's only one finger left. And then I will be done. Okay. Oh, trying to get that edge smooth. There's a little bit of a bumple in the blue. I want it to be an even line. Okay. Okay. Here comes a pinky. This edge here is a little bit wonky. It's kind of thick on this end. Can you see that? That will settle overnight a little bit. It'll tighten down and not be quite so thick. But I'd rather have it be very slightly thick than, you know, not smooth. Okay. All right, let's get one final shot. There. Let's zoom in a little bit. Not zoom in, focus in. And the thumb. And the thumb. And the other hand. Voila. Thank you for hanging out. I don't think there's anyone on that I can host, but I'm going to go check real quick. Because it is always possible. There might be. Nope. I don't have anybody on that I want to host. So, good night. See you later. Bye.